Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. As you know, it's springtime when you have to move the clock and spring forward. Well, here we are. We lose an hour of sleep, and some of us need all the sleep that we can get. We lose sleep also at Purim, when we're supposed to stay up all night. Now remember, it's a gambling day, a day chosen by Lot, a day of miracles, but also it's a day of freedom. Freedom to be, freedom to live, freedom to choose in all areas of life. So do not forget, we have two sides to us. We have a thinking side and a feeling side. And so this is your time to engage the real qualities of your thinking center, develop that inner guidance of a quiet mind. That'll bring balance and allow you to be grounded in reality. And at the same time, you can engage your feeling center to develop your capacity to be touched by all your experiences. This will also balance and allow you to feel safer and more at ease in the world. We must do both. We must think and we must feel. When we work on ourselves, we do it layer by layer. So be kind to yourselves, my friend. It is a journey. And we certainly wish Harvey and Shelley success on their journey. All of life is a fantastic journey. And I was discussing the journey of experiences and our ability to process so many varied things. Self-talk that we go through every step of the way in all the things that we try. A friend turned to me and he said, well, you only live once. And I reminded them that you only die once, but you live every day. My friends, live life to its fullest every day. And that is what we do when we celebrate. And that is what Purim and all the celebrations are for. Living and experiencing all that life has to offer. So please join us for the Purim celebration on the first day of spring. Well, this week's Parsha is often read with last week's. And when they're not, well, here's another clue for you all. The odds are really good that you're in a Jewish leap year. And that means there's an extra month, not an extra day. So there's a second month of Adar, second Pisces. Now, months in the Jewish calendar are based on the phases of the moon. A new month begins on the day of the crescent moon after the new moon. The new moon was the 6th, and the new month, the crescent day, was the 8th. Now, because the sum of 12 lunar months is about 11 days shorter than the solar year, a 13th month is periodically added to keep the calendar in step with the astronomical seasons. And so a leap year occurs 7 times in the 19-year cycle of time. And this corresponds to a frequency of about every 2 to 3 years. Now, this cycle of 19 years is known as the Metonic cycle, or Ennead Kaiteris, which is a fancy way of saying 19 years. And it's a period that comes very close to being a common multiple of the solar year and the lunar month, with a difference of just a few hours. 19 solar years for the 19-year period have just about the same length as 235 lunar months, both periods amounting to 6,940 days. Now, this makes it possible for Jewish time reckoning to approximately stay in sync with the solar year simply by adding a certain number of full months per Metonic cycle. Since 19 years with 12 months accumulates to 228 months, 7 extra months must be added during those 19 years to arrive at a total of 235 months per cycle. Using this system, the Jewish calendar deviates from the solar year by 1 day in 216 years. Now, who thinks of these things? Maimonides thought it was quite simple. Yeah, well, I'm no Maimonides. But once you get the hang of it, you really begin to understand it. So let's forget the math and enjoy coming together as we do. When we can feel the tenderness and love emanating from everyone when we gather, wherever we are, whenever we are, dedicating time when we are loving, forgiving, peaceful, accepting of each other. As we gather as a community, a like-minded, like-souled unification of spirit, the collective consciousness of seekers coming together in a showing of faith, of love, a chavur, of fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unites us all, my friends, in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach. So I invite you, and I invite you to invite everybody you know, physically, psychically, emotionally, or spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together right now. Hine Matov. Shevet Achim Kam Yachad. Hine Matov. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community, 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 together. And as a community, let us all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the entire world and give thanks for all that we have. It is that feeling of selfless sharing, of loving others, that sense of peace and happiness, for all that encourage us to share that special energy of love, of goodwill, of healing and renewal for everybody you know, for the souls and spirits of everybody you can think of, when we join and when we focus on others, whether it's for people or whether it's for our pets, whether it's just for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam, that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup, as we all send out energy for Bob, for Eden, for Sherry, for Deborah in Paris, for Veronica, for Teresa, for my dear old friend Miles, and for the one and only Rosemarie, and for you all. Because, friends, it is the kindness, healing, wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out that circles the world, finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Me, Shabbat, Avotenu, Makor HaBracha, Bimotenu, may the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage, make our lives a blessing, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Yishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed. You know, this is the great prayer of healing, in which we call upon God to heal as He is healed before me. Yishaberach, may He who blessed, because healing is a blessing. So let's all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow, to unite together, all of us. And do not forget, change your clocks. And get ready for Pi Day on the 14th. And no, it's not named for your favorite dessert. It is named for a truly most amazing number. Most amazing. Well, welcome everyone to the last reading in the book of Exodus, the book of names. Now, after Exodus, a break is taken so we can read the manual of the priests. Yum. Now, that's where we lose an awful lot of people who've enjoyed the story so far. But do not worry. It picks up again in Numbers. And Leviticus is the shortest of the 5 books. Many of you will probably skip, those several weeks. But hopefully you'll stay, because I always try and give you something, worth listening to. So the construction is now finished. Everything's put together. Exodus 39:32. And all the work of the tabernacle of the tent of meeting was completed. And the Israelites did as all that the Lord had charged Moses. Well, everything's finished. We're just left with the cloud and the glory. Well, we think we know the cloud, but do we? Just what is the glory? Well, you know what? The more you read about this, the more you realize this is really a big thing. And we're going to find out about it as this week we read pekudei, reckoning. Exodus 40:34. And the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the Lord's glory filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to come into the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled on it, and the Lord's glory filled the tabernacle. Well, we know there's a pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire. We were told that a while ago. Suddenly we've got, these clouds of glory. We're not sure. So what's the cloud's function? The cloud was actually very sacred and very special. I said, hey, you get off of my cloud. Hey, you get off of my cloud. Hey, you get off of my cloud. Don't hang around, 'cause two's a crowd. Well, the cloud is very special. Now, the clouds that surround the camp supposedly fulfilled a 4-fold purpose: to protect the people from the searing desert sun, to keep their clothes free and fresh and free of wrinkles, to lead the way through the desert, and to assure a safe and comfortable journey by flattening mountains, raising up valleys, killing serpents and scorpions in their path. Now, I get 1 and 3, although 3 is really the only one we're told about in the Torah. But 2 and 4, nice Jewish mothers probably added those ones, the ones about self-laundering and ironing and making the roads a little bit easier. Now, there were also debates about how many clouds there were. Now, I thought when I read it there was 1. But during the time of the writing of the Mishnah, it was thought there were 7 clouds in total, 1 on each side, 1 above, 1 below, and another guiding cloud in the front. It was also suggested there were 13 clouds, 2 on each side, 2 above, 2 below, and another guiding cloud in the front. Another suggested that there was 4 clouds, and there were other thoughts and other suggestions about this. Now, the cloud that led the way in front is called the pillar of cloud in the Torah because it looked like a long pillar from the ground to the heavens. Now, there was also a special cloud that appeared above the tabernacle, the same cloud that had been atop Mount Sinai at the giving of the Torah. This is the cloud that when the Jews were meant to travel, this cloud would roll up into the thin pillar. When they were meant to rest, the cloud would blossom out like a palm tree at the place where they were intended to camp. I love the palm tree part, but I think it's the same cloud and that there was really only 1. Exodus 40:36. And when the cloud was lifted from the tabernacle, the children of Israel would travel in all their travels. And if the cloud would not be lifted, then they would not travel until the day that it would be lifted. Because the Lord's cloud was on the tabernacle by day, and fire would be in it at night, before the eyes of all the house of Israel in all their travels. So the cloud basically dictates when they move and when they stay. When the cloud lifts, the people go. When the cloud settles, they stay until it's ready to move on again. And that's how they were governed during the entire 40 years in the wilderness. Now today, we commemorate the miracle of the clouds actually by sitting in a sukkah. And during the holiday of Sukkot, it's really what we're all doing. Now the sukkah reminds us of God's loving protective embrace during this 40-year journey to the promised land. Bows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides down, from up and down, still somehow it's clouds illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Now that's probably, the best cloud song of all time. So what about the glory? They don't talk as much about the glory. Can you really see it? Can you describe it? Can you touch it? Can you feel it? Well, we feel a lot of things that we don't necessarily touch. For many, the glory represented the Shekhinah, a non-biblical word which was first found in rabbinic literature, from the root meaning to settle or dwell, which means it's the same root as the word for Mishkan, or tabernacle, which is what we're reading about. Now, this was the dwelling of the Spirit for many people. And for many of the Kabbalists of the Middle Ages, it became the female soul of God because to them, God was not complete until united with her. Now, mystically, her outer garment was believed to be the Torah, the holy instructions. And man took the role of bridegroom, courting the Torah like a beautiful woman, which is still the practice at the beginning of Shabbat on Friday night. Now, as man studies and understands Torah, his bride is unveiling herself to him, giving him insight, enticing him so that he's drawn to her with his heart and soul. And I'm sure these descriptions would be banned today. The Gnostic Christians took this notion and they spoke of the Shekhinah as a spirit of glory within which lived beings of light. And so, friends, over time it became understood to be the manifestation of God's presence as perceived by man. It is the connection that exists between his light and our light between his good and our good. So when did all this take place? Exodus 41. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, on the day of the first month, on the first of the month, you shall set up the tabernacle of the tent of meeting, and you shall put there the ark of the covenant and screen the ark with the curtain. Well, we now know when it was. And we're just a few weeks from this anniversary. What a great way to celebrate the new year. Set up your tabernacle as you set your intention for the year ahead. And then you'll have your own little sacred space set up, so when the time comes, you take a deep breath and you transport yourself to your own Mishkan, your own tabernacle. Yes, the world is sacred, my friends. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free. Be free. Honor your freedom. It's all about freedom. Be well, be happy, and be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone. An end to terror and hatred. It's a tough enough world out there. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do. Learn to forgive and learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts onto the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to love, to be, to learn. So please do love. Now, bless you all. Have a fantastic week. A week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions and use them to imprint your will on the blank slate of time. Now, remember, we set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything is linked. As I said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what is good and bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged. Ask forgiveness, but do so with sincerity, with accountability, with vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate. Because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace, my friends, is always in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land, your home. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year, and may you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet the mind. That we have thinking and feeling again, because the deepest source of real power lies in your consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. So make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform lives around you, because you're never alone. You are forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you know, everybody you meet, health, love, renewal to everybody you come across. Right? You can do all of this. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous with them. Bless others and bless yourself and love at the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone, because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. And continue to explore faith and belief in what it means to you, and never accept shame as a natural state. Live life. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together. We learn together. We help each other. We are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives, so find them and tell them what they mean. Remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. You are being watched out for. So always be kind. Always be good. Keep forgiving those that you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Do not get caught in fear. Forgiveness comes from acceptance. That brings peace, and peace, my friends, will last forever. So enjoy the week, and remember, spring is coming, Purim is coming, opportunity is coming, to set your year as you want it to unfold. Get ready to enter the glory of God. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He's trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Now there's another song that I'm sure will be banned shortly. Continue to keep sharing the love and the blessings you've been given. A new year is coming, a new you. Get ready for spring, for Purim, for all you want. Have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Don't forget to change your clocks. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Thank you, my friends. Bye.